In the early 2000s, there was no doubt that the Burnout franchise was way ahead of all of its competition. Well, in the later 2000s, Criterion was set to make enhancements and new entries in the game franchise. My friends, was Burnout Dominator. Burnout Dominator came out in 2007. It was at a time where the PS3, the Xbox 360, and all the other type of issues were going on at the time. The PlayStation 3 wasn't really easy to develop for, so that probably was the reason why this game was not made for the PS3. Also during the time, Criterion was had two different sections, I guess you could say, where they had the team split to where they would make this game and they would make Burnout Paradise ultimately for obviously next gen consoles. But that being aside, Burnout Dominator is no exception with being up next to Burnout Paradise in far as greatness. Paradise took the game to an old other level, but Burnout Dominator took Burnout 3 and Revenged and clashed them together and made just this one epic game. Honestly, in my opinion, Burnout Dominator is better than both Burnout 3 and Revenge. The reason why is because they brought back boost chaining, which makes it a lot more interesting and engaging in the game and a lot more quicker. Also, the fact that they have Maniac mode, I really like that mode. It just makes it where you go against traffic, kind of like the old Burnout 1 and 2 days. All that aside, I do hate the fact that crash mode is gone. So the fun aspect of what made Burnout is kind of just left hanging in the mist. I guess that's why in Burnout Paradise they brought back crash mode but enhanced it, and I don't really mean that enhanced, but air quotes. They made Showtime mode, which is similar and to compete against Crash mode. All that aside, Burnout Dominator is a fast paced game, so when you're coming into this game, don't be thinking, oh, it's probably just cheaply slapped together. Nah. Even though this game came out the later years of the PS2 era, it still holds up to this day. And actually, another real reason why I like Burnout Dominator a lot is the Record Breaker mode. Record Breaker mode allows you to break records, just in the name, but as it states, also it acts as a single race or single road rage mode. You can actually finally play road rage with any map on any car. What I noticed that's pretty cool about Burnout Dominator is that not only that they brought back chaining boost, but you can now supercharge a boost meter. Yes, you can supercharge. Basically, supercharge is like the, I don't know, when you first get your boost filled up on Burnout 3. Like, say if you take down a car on Burnout 3, it's like your boost gets stronger. But on this game, they kind of implemented into a different thing, like a separate thing, as if you supercharge it, it'll be an ultimate boost compared to the basic boost you earn as you slam and crash cars. I think this is useful and it actually makes the gameplay more harder because if a car rubber bands and you activate your supercharge boost, they rubber band more and it makes it more tedious to catch up to the car that's rubber banding to crash it or just, pass it. And I like that because Burnout 3 is, rubber banding systems nice and all, but it can get repetitive and almost to the point where it's too easy. That's one thing about this game. This is no exception a easy Burnout game. It's super, super fast paced, and honestly, it's kind of hard, and you don't even have to change any difficulty. It just progressively gets hard. Aside from that, Burnout Dominator is very bright compared to Revenge. See, when Burnout 3 came out, it was actually a pretty decent looking game. Bright visuals, sparks, everything was nice. When Burnout Revenge came out, it was a very dark time. I don't know why, but every map in Burnout Revenge just looks dark and depressing. Even though I still like Revenge, it's just very emo looking compared to this game. Dominator takes both Burnout 3 elements, but improves upon them. For instance, takedown mode. Takedown mode in this game is absolutely the beast. It's a lot harder to wreck cars, so it makes it more challenging. And when you do take down a car, it makes you feel rewarded when you get the supercharge boost. Once you get the supercharge boost, you can now chain up to 1, 2, 3, 4, or more chain boosts. And once you chain them out, you can go against traffic, and it builds up your chain boost even higher and supercharge. This is what makes the game a lot better in far as aspects compared to Revenge, where you just have traffic checking. Traffic checking was pointless to me and actually made the gameplay too easy, so therefore I'm not really fond on the aspect of Revenge. With you, it's never good enough because you want the stuff that could change your future. And Revenge was just, I don't know, it felt rushed. When this game was just worked by a separate team of Criterion, so it wasn't therefore rushed, it was just needed. See, when Burnout Dominator came out, it was already planned ahead that there should be a console port and at least a portable port. Well, that set out Criterion to make the game portable and for the PS2. They weren't really going for the PS2 or any kind of 6th gen. They were honestly trying to make a new portable port to combat the Nintendo DS. Honestly, I think the Dominator port for the PSP is not bad actually, and I believe it holds up better than Legends. Burnout Legends just felt kind of like a slapped together port and just put new cars and new menu graphics and called it a day. Burnout Dominator's PSP port actually holds up next to the PS2 port, just low visuals. Other than that, the PSP port is worth a shot. I believe y'all should try it.
What you hearing? That's what you hearing. Listen.
Yeah, to a degree.
That's what you hearing. Listen. X gon' give it to you. Fuck, wait for you to get it on your own. X gon' deliver to you. Knock, knock, open up the door, it's real. With the non-stop pop out, stainless steel. Go hard, getting busy with it. But I got such a good heart that I make a motherfucker wonder if you did.